when law enforcement, especially federal law enforcement, goes in to execute a search warrant, they've done quite a bit of intelligence gathering. It may seem excessive, but it may have been exactly what is prescribed in their rules and procedures.
Recently, a major controversy has shaken the entertainment and media industries following leaked audio recordings allegedly obtained by Fox News. The recordings reportedly feature Diddy Combs admitting to a range of controversial practices, including so-called initiation rituals for young rappers, claims that Orlando Brown had previously brought up. This leak has sent shockwaves across the industry, sparking intense discussions about the credibility of these allegations and their possible impact. The leaked audio, sourced anonymously by Fox News, reportedly captures conversations in which Diddy discusses various initiation practices within the music industry. In these recordings, he allegedly acknowledges orchestrating and participating in these rituals, which are described as tests of loyalty and commitment for young artists trying to make it in the industry.
Yeah, you gotta give her respect for that, man. But what you think about the diss record that King Combs came out with, where he was coming at 50 and coming at everybody, coming at his dad? Like, how you feel about that record?
Well, first, I want to say to this young man, before somebody take his head off, because see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, they easy to fly out their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If two men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private, because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do. But 50 is the wrong dude that you want to do that type of attention, get that kind of attention from, bro. In the infamous words of Waka Flocka, that nigga go hard in the paint. And I don't believe that this cat would even put out some trash like that and really didn't know what he was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York do not play. So King Kong just put another battery in their back. And you see after he did that shit, something get leaked to the press. Do you notice that, right? As soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here, y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, he said, well, we're gonna show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Because you got to realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time. Yo, they going to sit there, people sitting up there, and they want something. See, people like a fix. They need that fix real quick. They want them to hurry up and charge Diddy with something or see what they got on him. The feds going to take their time. May take 6 months, may take a year, may take 2 years. They got up to 3 years to bring their case up. They got 3 years. So they checking everything about them. They're gonna dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people feel like he played a part in that video coming out. You know, he'll make it a comment saying that, you know, they forgot to raid the house next door that his dad owned. Yeah, man, he was wilding.
A recent leak has sparked a major controversy in the entertainment and media industries. Audio recordings allegedly obtained by Fox News have surfaced, in which Sean Diddy Combs is reportedly heard admitting to various controversial and damaging activities. Among these are claims of initiation rituals for young rappers, a practice that Orlando Brown had previously alleged. The leak has raised serious questions about the authenticity of these claims and their potential impact on those involved. The recordings, reportedly sourced anonymously by Fox News, feature conversations where Diddy discusses various initiation practices within the music industry. He is said to admit to organizing and taking part in these rituals, which are described as tests of loyalty and commitment for young artists trying to enter the industry. The context of these recordings is important. They appear to have been made during private conversations, possibly at industry gatherings or behind-the-scenes meetings. The nature of these discussions suggests that these practices may not be isolated but rather part of a broader, systemic issue within certain circles of the music industry. This development seems to corroborate Orlando Brown's past claims, casting a troubling light on a hidden side of the industry.
Yeah, I think he was just bullshitting. I don't believe he bought the house next door. Because let me just tell you something. If anything or any name that had to do with Bad Boy, the federal government gonna run that. They know all the properties Diddy have. They wasn't even talking about the raid that they did in New York. But they did a raid in New York too.
Yeah, I ain't hear about that raid. I only heard about the LA and Miami raid. But you feel like the feds, they released that video over King Combs' comments.
Oh man, I've worked in law enforcement for 27 years. And I had the opportunity to see Hyder. It's a place, whereas they have the state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss? You might think it's petty, but it's not. You do not agitate a lion with a pork chop. And that's what that kid did, bro.
Some people feel like, Diddy, he played a part in that video coming out too. Him being spotted with Stevie J, smiling at the camera. A lot of people blame him too.
But bro, what did I tell you? He's such a narcissist that he has to be in the public. Listen to me. They just caught him on TMZ today or yesterday or something like that, walking out and about. Now, I'm not telling the man what to do, what he couldn't do. I don't know if the government told he couldn't travel nowhere, he couldn't be nowhere and stuff like that. But why are you gonna go outside your own compound where TMZ and every other place is waiting on you? You're not gonna get any public sympathy. That's why he had that picture of him and his father around his neck. You're not gonna get no sympathy. You're done. Stick a fork in it. Call it a quit. Apologize to Big's mother for putting her son in that position that he loses his life. It's crazy. He better do a Russell Simmons.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that, man. They saying that he gonna pull a Russell Simmons.
Well, anything's possible, bro, but I don't know if the feds will allow him since they got an open investigation on him.
The public reaction to the recent audio leak involving Sean Diddy Combs has been swift and intense. Social media has been flooded with debates, outrage, and disbelief as fans and critics alike process the implications of Diddy's alleged admissions. For many, these recordings feel like a shocking confirmation of long-standing rumors about a darker side of the music industry. Major media outlets have quickly picked up the story, creating a media frenzy with news programs, talk shows, and online platforms dissecting the recordings and interviewing industry insiders. One central issue is the legitimacy of the recordings. While some people question their authenticity, others believe them without hesitation. Initially, Diddy's representatives dismissed the recordings as fabricated and taken out of context. However, under increasing public scrutiny, Diddy issued a statement denying any wrongdoing, asserting that the conversations were manipulated to misrepresent him. Despite these denials, his reputation has already taken a significant hit. The legal implications of the leaked audio could be serious. If the recordings are verified as genuine, they might lead to criminal investigations. Alleged crimes could include coercion, assault, and other abuses. In addition, those who may have been subjected to these initiation practices could file civil lawsuits, potentially leading to large financial settlements. Diddy's legal team is expected to mount a strong defense, likely challenging both the authenticity of the recordings and the context in which they were made. Legal experts note that any possible trials will heavily depend on how the audio evidence is assessed. Beyond Diddy himself, the leak has cast a harsh light on the broader music industry, especially its powerful figures and institutions. Record labels, producers, and other key industry players may face increased scrutiny regarding their treatment of young artists. This revelation could lead to calls for industry-wide reforms aimed at protecting new talent from potential exploitation and abuse.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back on the platform, my man.
How did I know you was gonna call me, Mighty? It didn't take a rocket scientist. I was figuring when I seen that this morning, that and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about yet, but when I seen that Diddy stuff hit from CNN, I said, I know Art gonna call me. Art of Dialogue gonna give me a call.
Oh, you already know I was about to hit you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, let's get right into it, man. What you think about the video that came out today of Diddy pitting his hands on Cassie?
Man, you know that was crazy. And I know people gonna think that, you know, yo, this is all what Gene wanted to see. But now, listen here, man. The devil got a purpose, God got a plan. Do you understand what I'm saying? The devil got his purpose, but God got a plan. You understand? And it's all in God's plan, man. You understand? To let people see, because a lot of people wasn't believing that this stuff even existed, brother. A lot of people didn't even think that you know, Cassie was telling lies, Gene been telling lies, Lil Rob been telling lies, everybody lying on Diddy. But Diddy told the truth. Diddy's the only one told the truth. He said, y'all just keep watching. The truth will soon come out. And you see what came out? My man, he punching that little girl in the head. Yo, you don't even kick a dog, man. You don't even kick a dog, bro. He kicking that little girl like she's a dog, man. It was crazy, man. Any man that has a sister, any man that has a friend that's a girl, any man that has a child, you understand, who saw that, if they wasn't appalled, if they wasn't like, yo, I want to beat the, you know what I'm saying? We can't say that on television, man, or on the internet or YouTube, but any man who saw that, wish they could put their hands on Diddy at that time, bro. That shit was appalling, bro. It was crazy, man. And when I saw it, you know, I could imagine what Kim went through. I could imagine what Misa went through. You understand? It was just crazy, man, for that dude to do that to that girl like that, man.
I can't believe what I seen, man. I still can't believe what I seen in that video, man. Like the way he was kicking her was like he was kicking a field goal, man.
Bruh, when I saw him run down first of all, when I saw the white towel, I got flashbacks of him and Ja Rule running out the room. Of course, they had, what's her name, Sarah and the other girl in there, but I had that flashback. And then when I seen him run down the hallway, I had flashbacks when the same gang was chasing him. I was like, what the hell? And then when he put his hands on it, no jokes aside, because I know it's not no laughing matter, man. The just was appalling, brother. And I don't even know how they could even play that on television, on YouTube like that, and without even putting up some sensitive, you know how they put the sensitive subject matter up? That was crazy, man.
In response to the leaked recordings, there has been a powerful demand for accountability and reform within the music industry. Advocacy groups, artists, and fans are calling for greater transparency and higher ethical standards. Some proposed changes include setting up independent oversight bodies to investigate misconduct, mandating ethics and consent training, and creating support networks for artists who face abuse. The revelations have also renewed focus on supporting victims of industry abuse. Mental health organizations and advocacy groups are emphasizing the importance of accessible resources, such as counseling services, legal assistance, and safe spaces where individuals can share their experiences without fear of retaliation. These calls for reform reflect a broader push to protect artists from exploitation and ensure that the industry prioritizes their well-being.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it, man. I mean, because like I said, I mean, man, you've been doing interviews for years and you've been telling me stories about Diddy, but to actually see the visual.
You know, so like, bruh, I wouldn't have never allowed him to do no shit like that around me. That's why he probably never did nothing like that. You understand? When I got the aftermath, when they told me to go over to St. Luke's Hospital, because Puff was over there in the hospital, that was the aftermath. You understand? When Kim cut his wrist up with that corkscrew, his right wrist. They got pictures on the internet with his wrist banded up. Kim did that. You understand? The aftermath of them being in the Swiss hotel and he roughing her up and like he playing fight with her, and then she runs out the presidential suite and we got the big room in there at the Swiss hotel. And then I'll be like, yo, you all right? And she like, yeah, I'm all right. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You good? She like, yeah, good. And then she go back in the room with Puff, Diddy, Brother Love, whatever he call his name is. So, you know, it's always the aftermath or something like that, bro. But in front of you, only people who commit crimes around people who commit crimes. You know, Puff know who to do that stuff around. And that was crazy, man. When I looked at that thing, to be honest, I thought that the people who was watching it, because you know at those hotels, they have security personnel that watch that stuff. And if they didn't call the police, they should be in jail. I don't care what nobody say. You know, whoever watched that tape and didn't submit that to the authorities, they should be brought up on charges.
Why do you think the video is barely coming out right now? Because you got a lot of people, you know, that's wondering why it took so long.
First of all, they know that Puff probably paid the security personnel, like, because he knew it was on camera. When he made it to the hallway, when she made it to that phone, once that phone picked up, that's going straight to security. That's for emergency purposes only. So either the concierge or somebody that's handling emergency type situations when she picked up that phone. So now, Puff probably had somebody pay them off.
The leak has reignited older allegations of misconduct within the music industry, with former artists and insiders now coming forward to share their experiences. Their stories suggest that the issues highlighted by the recordings are not isolated but have persisted for years, emphasizing the need for lasting reform across the industry. Fox News' involvement in releasing the audio has also drawn scrutiny. Questions are being raised about how the network obtained the recordings and the ethics behind making them public. Critics argue that the leak might compromise any potential legal proceedings and the privacy of those involved. On the other hand, supporters believe that exposing these practices is in the public's interest, arguing that transparency could drive essential changes within the industry.
9 times out of 10, he had somebody pay them off, bruh. And then, now, Homeland Security is involved. I told you, everybody talking about, yo, They ain't got nothing on him. His dumbass son come out, make this whole tape, you understand, about what they ain't got or what they, man, listen to me. Homeland Security looked at Cassie information. They interviewed her. Yo, when was the time he hit you? He hit you before? Yeah, we was at the hotel. He blacked my eye. They went through a whole lawsuit. Oh, he blacked my eye. We at the hotel. It was on this day, about this time. They said, okay, we gonna contact and see if the footage. Now they gotta keep that stuff in the archive. They have to have that security footage in the archive somewhere. So then what the Homeland Security say, yo, listen to me, on this day, this way, because just for accidents, like just say like you fell down the steps at the hotel. They got cameras in the hallway. They got cameras in the stairway. So they can see that. So now, you didn't fall down the steps, but you say you did at a certain time. They go through that whole footage. So they have to keep that in some kind of archive. Now, she told them what date and by what time it happened. They contact the security personnel and the people who have that stuff in archive and say, yo, listen to me. We're gonna subpoena that. We want that information. And they sent it to them. Because they don't want to lose their insurance. They don't want to lose their insurance. The things that they insure the hotel, you know, so they don't want to lose that stuff. So listen, what they do, they hand it over to them. There's gonna be a lot of stuff handed over. Why do you think they got all the tax returns and everything on all 18 of the companies that he was doing business with? I told y'all, the Southern District of New York, they not into losing nothing. A 98.2 percentage in conviction rates. They not losing nothing. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry about that.
What was your reaction when you first seen that video, man?
I was sick as a stomach, man. I was sick in the stomach, man, because you know, when you have daughters, you just hope somebody don't send you to jail like that. Because any real man know if somebody put their hands on their kids like that, you know, kicking them like a dog. My first reaction was, man, there's probably a lot of other women that had that same problem with old boy. Remember Gina that got on that show, Tasha K show? And she said that, yo, he kicked me. He was punching me in my head, on the side of my head. Do you imagine what she went through and she was pregnant, bruh? Come on, man. I had flashbacks of when they told me when he beat Misa so bad that he was kicking her, she had to go hide up under a car. It's crazy, bro.
Reactions from fellow artists have been mixed. Some have expressed shock and disappointment, openly distancing themselves from Diddy and condemning the practices described in the recordings. Others have responded more cautiously, emphasizing the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. A few have even hinted at personal encounters with similar industry practices, suggesting that Diddy's situation could be only a small part of a much larger issue within the music world.
Do you think Diddy could come back from this? Because a lot of people saying it's over for him.
Oh, it is over for him. Come back to where? To be in the entertainment business? Listen to me, man. And I don't want to bring this guy's story up because it's old. And I know he's trying to live past it, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Ray Rice, his wife, spit in his face. And he did what he did on that elevator. He ain't played one football game after that. Nowhere that I know of. He may have went overseas and played or something like that. I don't know that to be true. But he didn't play in the NFL a hell of a running back. He ain't played not one down in the NFL after that. No endorsements. Nobody's going to have anything to do with old boy. And when they come out with this other stuff, he gonna come back to work. I wouldn't be surprised if he do the ultimate sin, his suicide. Because bruh, he's such a narcissistic that he couldn't stand not being somewhere and not being seen. His whole life, his whole career was about him being seen in the public. It was about him, taking everybody else's dreams and making them his. And now, him nor his kids would profit from anything from Bad Boy or Sean Puffy Combs again. His kids is gonna suffer behind this.
Wow, man, that's crazy to hear, man. And knowing Diddy, you think it's a good chance he might take his life?
He was talking about taking his life at the City College thing. Yo, D. Ferg, ASAP Ferg's father, say, yo, man, we gotta watch him, man. This nigga talking about killing himself. I say, so let him. If you're that weak, I said, let him. And he said, Eugene, why you say that? I said, man, listen to me, man. He ain't no good to nobody if he talking about hurting himself. His life don't belong to him. His life belong to God. What he should be trying to do right now is work his way towards God now, for real, and not that devil he been worshiping. That those people got him believing, you understand, that's the true God. Because everything from what I know, since I've been around him, everything that's gone forward has been that of the devil.
Diddy's career now faces an uncertain future. Even if he is legally cleared, the public may be less forgiving. His reputation has suffered greatly, and this could impact his business ventures and relationships within the industry. While he has built a powerful empire over the years, the fallout from this scandal may fundamentally reshape his legacy.
The drugs, the alcohol, the partying, everything has been of the devil. And he's been leading not only himself, our people, into some kind of damnation through his actions.
Yeah, I'm just in disbelief, man. I mean, to see his downfall. I mean, he's been on a long run, man. So, to see this is crazy, man. I mean, how long has he been famous?
Nah, so you gotta realize he didn't get his fame until after he made that, remember, you gotta remember this, Mighty. I said he made the atmosphere for Pac to die. He made the atmosphere for Big to die. He created the atmosphere, you understand, for Suge Knight to go to jail, because that's what came out of his mouth. So that didn't happen. His fame he didn't really become famous until after the death of Tupac and the Notorious Big, brother. So that's like 97. He went on that whole Bad Boy tour with the #1 song in the world, Missing You, where he stole the thing from Sting and the music from Source Money, the lyrics from Source Money. Didn't even want to pay that man his money. Waited all those years to pay that man his money. He was stealing people's dreams, man. He's the cause of a lot of people's death, and people ain't gonna see it the way I see it. But when you steal somebody's dreams, Black Rob probably could have changed his life. Probably could have changed the way he thought. Probably could have changed the way he was doing business if he wouldn't have stole G-Dep from him. If he would have treated Craig Mack in the correct way and not try to steal his music use him in the way that he used Craig Mack to catapult the Notorious Big, Craig Mack's life could have been changed. If he would have never set up the atmosphere and had Big out there in California and bringing Big to that party, the Notorious Big life may still be here. If he wasn't trying to put the Bloods against the Crips, well, they was already against each other anyway, but use the Crips.
The implications of the leak extend far beyond the music industry, touching on broader societal issues of power, exploitation, and accountability. Conversations sparked by the recordings have resonated with other movements against abuse and misconduct, such as Me Too. This intersection of issues highlights the widespread nature of these problems and the need for collective action to address them. The leak also emphasizes the growing role of technology in holding powerful individuals accountable. In an era where private conversations can be recorded and shared widely, the potential to expose misconduct has increased significantly. However, this raises important ethical questions about privacy and consent in the digital age. Striking a balance between the benefits of transparency and the rights of individuals remains a complex and ongoing challenge.